Toontown is a game that at least most of us love dearly. Some of us grew up with it, many played it for years, and many have lots of fond memories of the game. But there's something that's very apparent to me and a downside to the game, and that's cutting corners. There's not just one little thing that inspires this rant, by the way. In fact, there's so many things I can list off that it's essentially a fair statement to say that Toontown Online was based off of cut corners. Take the game as a whole. There were 9 playground concepts, 3 of which were scrapped due to the budget, time, and philosophy behind those locations. Alright, okay, well that's understandable. Toons were supposed to have individual body types based off of the animal involved that you could mix up and customize, meaning they were supposed to be cat legs, dog legs, horse legs, other Toon species body parts all around, but were instead shelved due to budget and simplification, leaving us with the default legs and body types that we currently have. There was an original COG HQ concept that was supposed to be grand with high-level gameplay, navigation through advanced factories, and a main boss that was supposed to be, in maybe some sort of cringy words, epic. Doodle training ends up just being a click-and-repeat training system. Is that truly a design that wasn't cutting corners? Bossbot HQ's mazes are literally the same map rotated and pasted over itself to make it longer and more challenging. Acorn Acres came out with a tunnel that was never developed in any way, and I'll add on that Bossbot HQ was thrown in on the golf area, which doesn't feel right to me considering the way that every other COG HQ was set up with a proper tunnel and street previously. Even COGs themselves, there's 32 unique COGs in the game, and I was only able to count 7, maybe 8, and that's kind of stretching it, unique COG heads in the model specifically. I'll give them credit, at least in some cases there's creative variations of the same model. For example, here's a Two-Face. Pay attention to the outline here of this model. Now, here's a Mingler. Quite different, but if you look closely, it fits perfectly in the shape of a Two-Face's head. Now, I'm going to show you 2 COGs and I'll ask you the difference. There's going to be an easy mode and a god mode. Here's easy mode. One's a short change and one's a cold caller. Who is who? Fairly simple if you know which one's the lighter one and which one's the darker one, the lighter one being the short change. Okay, you guys ready for the godly challenge?
They ain't never ready for the God challenge.
I'm going to show you 2 completely different COGs and you tell me which COG is which. Here's one. And here's the other. Here's a hint. One's a bean counter, the other's a downsizer. Do you know the answer? Because I wouldn't, seeing them next to each other. If you strapped me down and gave me the option of either answering which is which on my life, or instead being able to chug an entire bottle of Robitussin on the spot, I would be chugging Robitussin right now. And for those of you that don't know, Robitussin is an extremely disgusting cough syrup, but I would gladly drink that entire bottle down instead of having to answer on those 2 COGs. These COG heads are just another example of cutting corners. Now, Toontown has a huge history of this with animations. I'm not even going to begin to delve into this one as it's pretty obvious when you see one getting recycled, whether it's being a reverse animation or just kind of a section being merged into another animation. Consider me cutting a corner, leaving that whole aspect out. And you know what, guys? Toontown has truly inspired me. I'm gonna start cutting corners now. You know what, guys? No, let's cut some corners. Alright, literally cut the corners out of this video. Literally, go ahead and do that. Great. And you know what else? I'm just gonna go off script now. That's right, this video isn't even scripted. I'm just gonna go off scripted and do the rest of this video without a script. I'm just gonna improv the rest of the video. You ready? Here we go. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go back to the script, in fact, because I'm kind of better with the script, but you get my point, right? I mean, you get my point. It's like mommy gave you a nice big allowance to spend on ingredients to make your very own pizza called Toontown, so you get all the juicy ingredient ideas. You load that bad boy up with pepperoni, sausage, bacon, meatballs, peppers, onions, mushrooms, the whole works, and then halfway through you decide that, hey, you don't need to prepare all those extra sides, you'll skip a few things, nobody would hardly notice it, right? Okay, well, let's stick that thing in the oven and set it to 2003 degrees. What's that? Ding, it's the oven. Okay, go check it out. What's in the oven? Oh, hey, look. It's a pepperoni pizza. But on the bright side, you did leave all those sides off for some bright-minded, gorgeous, hungry pizza topping mystery solver to come along and find and, by extension, create a niche Toontown pizza topping YouTube channel that eventually does rant about those pizza toppings being left off. And I actually kind of feel like if I continue this metaphor any longer, I'm gonna fabricate a black hole or something, so I'm just gonna stop right there, but you catch my drift. In the end, I get it. It's time, money, work, and effort. I mean, there's times where I make videos and I'd rather just throw PNGs of Loopy up and never change them in any fashion, and instead of creating graphics to capture your attention, just streamline it. Like, imagine if I never changed a single image for long periods of time despite talking about pizza toppings or cog heads or Loopy himself, or pointing out the fact that I haven't changed anything image-wise in this entire paragraph simply because I'm driving a point to you. It's work, it's effort, and especially in Disney's case, and I mean Disney with a capital $sign, money. The fact of the matter is, if you can get away with spending as little money as possible and getting a great return like Toontown Online did initially, then there's no real need to spend all that extra money. Where dreams come true, Disney with a $sign. To be honest, it'd be a great thing to see things more polished, more fleshed out, done wiser, and maybe that's actually something for the private servers out there now to do. In fact, Toontown Rewritten's already kind of done something similar with their massive and impressive overhaul to the tiny disgrace that was BossBot HQ's courtyard, turning it into a big, enveloping courtyard that makes BossBot HQ it feels justified, similar to the previous HQs that came before it. The beauty in this, though, is now it gives us things that we can design, we can conceptualize, and produce that further these things that are skimped out on. I actually think it's a lot of great inspiration for artists in this community to hear the idea of conceptualizing a new Gladhander head, or Yesman head, or a new Bean Counter head, or Downsizer head, a new Double Talker, or Short Change head. The ability and opportunity to create and adapt those ideas into new ones, and maybe someday get the potential of those ideas realized in a private server. Whether it's Toontown Rewritten, Project Altus, ODS, or something, it's a good thing to have, and the potential's there for it to happen. Toontown Online was definitely sold short in a lot of ways. You can tell a lot of things were rushed and had their corners cut, needless to say. The game still turned out okay in the end, but I think that idea of just what the game could have been is something that'll always stick in my mind. I think the idea that maybe the game could have been invested in more, could have been developed more, could have had more content even. I mean, to be fair, Jesse Shell said himself that those trees and lamps and things in the game were always supposed to be 3D models, but were simplified and made into the rotating 2D objects that they've been since the beginning. There's a lot of little things in the game that are this way, and I feel like there's so many little things that it just makes a big thing as a whole altogether. Will it ever change though? Not really, unless one of those private servers make those changes, but again, at the end of the day, where opportunity wasn't seized by Toontown Online, it leaves plenty of opportunity open for those who come after it, and that's how you capitalize on a market. Innovate what's already out there. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for sticking around and listening to this rant. If you want, let me know about things that stick on your mind about this game and that you think could be a good rant topic in the comments below, and I'll chat with you about them. I appreciate all the support, guys. Thank you all for watching, and as always, I'll see you all next time in my next video. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the new rant video. I really appreciate all of your support. And if you want to support me more, you can click a video on the left to view some other similar videos, the bottom right link to go to my Patreon to support me if you want to do that, and you can hover over the top right button to subscribe to me if you like. I really appreciate it, guys. I'll see you all next time in my next video.